parody is over, baby. The Oklahoma City Thunder just won the championship as the youngest team to win in almost 50 years. Their core of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jalen Williams, and Chet Holmgren are 26, 24, and 23. Depth around them like Aaron Wiggins, Lou Dort, Kason Wallace, all 26 and younger. I mean, Alex Caruso and Isaiah Hartenstein are the old heads. So these kids were so good that they just became the third franchise in history to win 84 total games between the regular season and the playoffs, joining the Warriors and the Bulls, both NBA dynasties. So what is to stop them from reeling off 3-4+ titles? Actually, there is one thing that can kill a potential OKC dynasty, whether they like it or not. But the Pacers were so much better than anybody thought. Until Tyrese Halliburton went down with that Achilles tear, they had a legit chance to be the biggest underdog champ of all time according to betting odds. Instead, that killer OKC defense came through in the third quarter, especially Chet Holmgren. My goodness. And now they are the top dog in the NBA. Everybody else is hunting. But you know, back in the day when they made the finals in 2012, people also were thinking multiple championships. Oh, sure, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden were young, but nothing could stop him until Harden went to the Olympics in 2012. During Team USA's gold medal run, guys like LeBron James and Dwayne Wade saw how talented 22-year-old James Harden was. So they told him, "You are way too good to be the sixth man in OKC. You deserve your own team and max money." So when OKC lowballed him, Harden had the confidence to branch out, and their big three was dead. Many called it the dumbest trade in history at that time. But front office guy Sam Presti was able to come back from that disaster and build this unstoppable roster. And how did he do it? Well, it goes back to one decision he made almost 20 years ago. Without this one little thing, none of this happens. So Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Jalen Williams are the Thunder's big two. Yes, they've got depth and a great coach, but SGA and J-Dub make them elite. SGA has been so good that he is now just the sixth player ever to drop 35-5 in a championship run. The list is MJ, Kobe, LeBron, Giannis Jokic, and SGA. But winning Finals MVP put him on an even more elite list. One of 8 to win MVP and Finals MVP in the same season. Every other guy a top 10 player of all time. That is the path that SGA is on. But every Michael Jordan needs a Scottie Pippen, and that's Jalen Williams. Even Scottie said, "I see a lot of me in him for sure, and I don't even want to put a cap on him to say that he's going to be me. I see him being greater," which is insane to say just a few weeks ago. Why? Because in last year's playoffs, a big reason that the Thunder lost in the second round was J-Dub's inconsistent play. But this year, the Thunder could count on his game every night in big moments. Like Game 5 of the finals, the Pacers had been pressuring SGA full court, which made him really tired, especially by Game 3 when the Thunder lost. So in Game 5, J-Dub took over. He took the ball so SGA could play off ball. Dub scored 40 points, so SGA was fresh to close the game. And a lot of stars don't have that from their number two. Like Jokic, are we sure that Jamal Murray is going to step up every single night? Or Ant's number 2, or Steph's number 2? Not a question in OKC anymore. But the crazy thing is they got SGA and J-Dub from one trade they made 20 years ago. So Sam Presti was hired from the Spurs in 2007. His first move was to get younger, trading Rashard Lewis to the Magic. And in return, he got a $9 million trade exception. And that trade exception was used for Phoenix to dump salary so OKC got picks back. One of those picks became Serge Ibaka, who was traded for a young Victor Oladipo and Domantas Sabonis in 2016, who 1 year later were traded to get Paul George, who was dealt in 2019 to the Clippers for SGA and a boatload of picks, one of which was the 12th pick in 2022, aka Jalen Williams. So their big two, the thing that made them a championship level team, can be traced back to one little trade exception almost 20 years ago, then genius level team building the entire way by Sam Presti. But the team is way more than just their two best players, of course. And before we talk about what could prevent this OKC dynasty, you have to know what makes them so good right now. And the biggest thing is defense. Number one in the NBA. Felt like half their points this season came in transition off of a steal. Now, Indy did a decent job, but there were multiple stretches where the Pacers couldn't even get in an offensive set. I think their best defender is Lou Dort, who bothered Tyrese Haliburton, but if he gets beat, OKC has insane help defense to back him up. Look how Andrew Nembhard here is able to beat Dort closing out, but J-Dub in the paint is going to leave Turner and shift up toward the ball, while Shai on the weak side slides down and is ready to jump on the next pass. Alex Caruso might be the best off-ball defender in the league. Pascal Siakam attacks, but Caruso out of nowhere blows up the play. It's like their team plays with one mind. Actually kind of scary. Watch Siakam drive. All 4 Thunder defenders collapse to the paint. Then once he picks up his dribble, they immediately shoot back to the perimeter and guard their man. Kind of creepy. But you ain't safe in the paint either. OKC has 2 legitimate defensive bigs in Chet and Isaiah Hartenstein. Now on offense. Rick Carlisle of the Pacers is a brilliant coach, and his plan to pressure Shai worked in Game 3. So there were legit concerns about SGA going into Game 4, but the adjustment was to put the ball in J-Dub's hands, and he met the moment. Dub showed that he can both get ahead of steam going downhill, and he can score in the half court off pick and roll. So with SGA fresh, he showed maybe the best one-on-one scoring in the league. Dude said that he studied Kobe Bryant's game, and it shows. Yes, he can draw annoying fouls, but he has a much deeper bag than that. Shai and his teammates had one of the best playoff runs of all time. But with all that success comes money, and a lot of it. And depending on how they play this, the Thunder just cannot survive. Don't care how smart Sam Presti is or how young they are. The second apron was designed to crush potential dynasties. We have seen it year after year now. So because SGA won MVP, he's now up for a huge extension at 35% of the salary cap. And if he waits one more offseason to sign it, he can maximize that cash for a full contract worth $413.2 million. That's $86.5 million in the final year of his deal, which means dude will make well over $1 million per NBA game. Then J-Dub and Chet Holmgren are up for extensions the next year. And if each guy makes either All-NBA or wins a major award, which is pretty likely, he'll earn 30% of the cap. So OKC could be spending 95% of their money on just 3 players. That means everybody else is either going to have to earn peanuts or get off the team. Lou Dort, bye. Isaiah Hartenstein, bye. Kason Wallace, see ya. And you know a huge part of the Thunder's success is their depth and team defense. Well, all that could be blown up in a matter of just 2 years with this second apron. Now, if you ask OKC, they will say, hey, this is why we have a ton of draft picks to begin with. As soon as we get expensive, we can then just rotate out the expensive role players for cheap new rookies, no big deal. Okay, but you would have to nail all of those draft picks to get really good rookies. It's exactly what screwed the Denver Nuggets. Don't want to go into the second apron, so they had to let role players go every offseason. It's why the Celtics are about to get blown up. But there is one way that the Thunder can avoid this, and if they do it, it'll change the NBA forever. So a ton of people were really upset at Jalen Brunson for what he did last year. He took a pay cut so the New York Knicks could fit elite players around him. People were mad at Brunson because what if other teams are going to expect their stars to take a big pay cut too? Well, what if all 3 of the Thunder stars take pay cuts, which leads them to multiple titles? That will then become the blueprint for every single contender going forward. Players would be pissed about it, but it might be the only way that the Thunder can create a dynasty in this new era. But the NBA offseason is officially here. Next up is the NBA draft. So I did an official mock draft because after number 1 and 2, a lot of drama could go down on draft night.